Alright, so here's my basic setup. It's a GH3 Panasonic Lumix Video Mic Pro for audio. I have an Arca Swiss base plate, so it makes it quick and easy to remove the camera off and on, just like that. This is a Benro video monopod, so if you're doing on-the-fly video interviews, you just pop them open, and it gives pretty stable footage. So as you can see, you just position it, line it up, and then center it. There's a bevel here, and just let it go. And so you can do your video interviews like that as well. So let's go ahead and put on the gimbal. First, take this off real quick. I do have to remove this video head because I like to mount it straight to the actual monopod itself. Gives a little bit more stability. And this is what I'm using right here. It's a Cane TV single 3-axis. So that's yaw, pitch, and roll. It's yaw, pitch, and roll. You do have to balance it, but for the most part, the gimbal does have encoders, which allows it to, I guess you can kind of just set it in place. It'll be a little bit easier to understand once I get the camera on here. So let me go ahead and get this base plate on real quick. Let's pop this off. One neat thing about this particular stabilizer is that you can balance it. It makes it nice to balance. It's really quick to be able to balance it. Unlike the other ones, which I've noticed or I've seen through other reviews, it takes a lot more time. And you don't really need any tools. The other gimbals do require you to have an Allen key. So it's a little bit tricky. I usually have to sit down and do this, but I'll try to put it on here. So basically, you have to collapse this right here. Put it on. There's a quick release. Put it in. Let me tie this up real quick. Take the mic off. Okay. So right now it's not balanced. As you can see, it's kind of just falling on itself as I let go a little bit. So I just want to get semi-lined up. Okay. So like I said, I'm not really going to balance it because the encoders really take care of that for you. So as you can see, it's just tilting down. So I'm going to go ahead and power that up. There you go. So as you can see right away, let me hit record on this. As you can see right away, it's already balancing. So you'll get a different view once I switch the camera over. I'm going to go ahead and attach this to my monopod. Go ahead and get it locked in. Alright, so it's nice. So a lot of the shots I used, I had it attached to this. One quick note is you want to make sure this is tight because that's a lot of money on this monopod. So once we have it in, this is mode 1, which allows you, as you can see, I'll back up. You can do like a sweeping shot like that. As you can see, the camera stays level. I wish I could show you, like if I did a drop down, as you can see, the camera stays on the horizon the whole time. So you can already see the benefits of that. Mode 1 is follow mode. So what that means is, if I turn my handle, the camera follows. So if I turn it back, it centers, turn it to the right, your left, follows it. My favorite mode, I think, is mode 2. So it's 2 clicks. So that allows you to pretty much, it gives you slider effects. It gives you a slider effect without having a slider. And then it's hard to explain without actually using it, but it gives you those nice wide arcing shots that are hard to duplicate handheld. Mode 3. This is this almost allows the camera to keep a focal point. So if you were doing a center shot, the camera will never drift from that angle. So no matter how hard, it's a little bit more difficult to explain, but if you can see, the camera will focus on a single point. Get higher. The whole time. Okay. All right. And as you can see, in mode 3, it also does not respond to the twists, whereas in mode 1 and mode 2 it does. So, and I think that's really about it. Oh, encoders. So, for example, maybe there are certain limits to this. So maybe if you're holding your gimbal upside down, let me get out of this mode real quick, or your horizon's off, it gets knocked off. So, for example, this is an underground shot or a reverse shot. So if I'm holding the gimbal like this, and I'm like maybe tracking the road, and then I bring it up, there's a limit to the gimbal where I'm trying to duplicate, it's a little bit hard, where it's basically cocked like this. So I kind of hit it, or I have it totally reversed. And then that causes the camera to be crooked. Now this is where I chose this particular gimbal because it just does this. You just level it off, which in my mind is probably one of the biggest things when you're running and gunning and you don't have time to be messing around with the camera. So it could be like this, and you just auto-correct it to your the level. You just follow display lines in the back of your camera. So in my mind, that's pretty cool. Also, there's a joystick, which I don't really use. I could see the benefit of it. There is a remote that comes with it, so if you attach the remote to your, right here, I have the added benefit. It allows you to pan down, pan up, left, right. So you can imagine the shots that you can get like this. So that's pretty neat. So if you have any more questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.